But Absalom said, "Someone else saw Hushai, so we can hear what he has to say as well." When Hushai had come to him, Absalom said, "Ahithophel has given this advice. Should we do what he says? If not, give us your opinion." Hushai replied to Absalom, "The advice Ahithophel has given is not good this time. So I advise you, let all Israel from Dan to Beersheba, as numerous as the sands on the seashore, be gathered to you, with you yourself leading them into battle. Then we will attack him wherever he may be found. We will fall on him as dew settles on the ground. Neither he nor any of his men will be left alive." Absalom and all the men of Israel said, "The advice of Hushai is better than that of Ahithophel." For the Lord had determined to frustrate the good advice of Ahithophel in order to bring disaster on Absalom. When Ahithophel saw that his advice had not been followed, he saddled his donkey and set out for his house in his hometown. He put his house in order and then hanged himself. The king commanded Joab, "Be gentle with the young man Absalom for my sake." And all the troops heard the king giving orders concerning Absalom. Now Absalom happened to meet David's men. He was riding his mule, and as his mule went under the thick branches of a large oak, Absalom's hair got caught in the tree. He was left hanging in midair, while the mule he was riding kept on going. When one of the men saw what had happened, he told Joab, "I saw Absalom hanging in the oak tree." Joab said to the man who had told him this, "What? You saw him? You didn't strike him to the ground right there? Then I would have given you 10 shekels. But the man replied, "Even if 1,000 shekels were weighed out into my hand, I would not lay a hand on the king's son. In our hearing, the king commanded you, protect the young man Absalom for my sake. If I had put my life in jeopardy and nothing is hidden from the king, you would have kept your distance from me." Joab said, "I'm not going to wait like this for you." So he took 3 javelins in his hand. No, I'm the king's son. Plunged them into Absalom's heart while Absalom was still alive in the oak tree. And 10 of Joab's armor bearers surrounded Absalom, struck him, and killed him. The king asked the Cushite, "Is the young man Absalom safe?" The Cushite replied, "May the enemies of my lord the king and all who rise up to harm him be like that young man." The king was shaken. He went up to the room over the gateway and wept. As he went, he said, "Oh, my son Absalom, if only I had died instead of you, oh Absalom, my son." Joab was told, "The king is weeping and mourning for Absalom," and for the whole army the victory that day turned into mourning. The men stole into the city that day as men steal in who are ashamed when they flee from battle. The king covered his face and cried aloud, "Oh, my son Absalom, oh Absalom, my son, my son." Then Joab went to the house to the king and said, "Today you have humiliated all your men who have saved your life and the lives of your sons and daughters and lives of your wives and concubines. You love those who hate you and hate those who love you. You've made it clear today that the commanders and their men mean nothing to you. I see that you would be pleased if Absalom were alive today and all of us were dead. Now go out and encourage your men. I swear by the Lord, if you don't go out, not a man will be left with you by nightfall. This will be worse for you than all the calamities that have come on you from your youth till now." So the king got up and took his seat in the gateway. When the men were told, "The king is sitting in the gateway," they all came before him.